me know if the audio is okay. Hi Cat. Okay. Let me know. Okay. For some reason when I plugged in the mic to film something yesterday, it said that it did the thing that it did the first time when I got a new phone, where it's like, is this headphones or is this earphones or whatever? And I'm like, no, some other device. There's like saying yes or no, another device. So I don't know. I had to mess with the volume. I don't know if it is too loud. Let me know, if you may. Okay, what should the question be? Okay, and then, oh, okay. Yes. And then, no, no. Okay. Let's do this poll. Not everybody will appreciate this poll, but I care about what is to be said. So, there we go. Maybe a tiny bit louder. Okay, thank you. I'll turn it down just a little bit. Then. Okay, let me know how that sounds. If it sounds a little bit different, okay. But this is Anticipatory ASMR. If you're not used to my channel, or if you've never seen any of my videos, this is one of my most well-known triggers that I do, where it's kind of like I'm glitching, pausing. Wait, is it audible? What do you mean? I didn't turn down that much. It shouldn't be enough. But yeah, let me know. I guess I'm supposed to be whispering. I didn't turn it down that much, so let me know how it is for everybody else here too. But yeah, hi Kodak. Let me know how the audio is now. When I'm whispering. How am I today? I am doing not the best. I'm okay. I did an arm workout. I haven't done one in like 1.5 or 2 weeks. Because when I get new tattoos, there's certain exercises I just don't do. So I've been going on walks and stuff, but I haven't done an arm exercise, so that felt good. But then I went to the and then I was trying to find a good lemon or lime to have lemon or lime water, because I have not had lemon or lime water in like 3 weeks or something. 2.5, 3 weeks. And I'm craving citrus so bad. Sounds good to me. Okay, thank you, Kat. Thank you, God. But yeah, so I'm really craving citrus, but there's no good citrus. I got one lemon from the store, got into it, immediately saw brown all over the, like, inside the flesh. Of the lemon was brown. Not all of it, but like, you know, it had brown, and so I'm like, that's not good. So I had to throw it out. So I'm craving it, so, like, y'all, I don't think you understand. There's not many things for those of you who don't know, I've ever stressed out or my hormones are all over the place, or could be many things, but I am craving citrus. So badly right now. From Greece, hi from America, unfortunately, but that's more of my repetition part. But what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, because I'm craving it so bad. I went this morning to try and find one. Lemon or lime, because I'm craving specifically citrus, whether even if it were finding a good orange. The oranges we've been having at our grocery, like any of the grocery stores or anything around here lately, have had so much mold on them. Like all of them. Well, not so much, but it's visible mold. I want to say, like, it's so much as in there's mold on like everything. So it's like I can't get oranges. A lot of the lemons and limes, you can tell they're bad. They even have mold on the lemons and limes. I'm like, why do you put them out if you can't? Why do you put them out if you can't even eat them? So it's like I got the best option of the limes and the lemons. I got one lemon. I got into it, and it was not good. No bueno. It was brown. The flesh was brown, and so that was very disappointing. I've never had Whataburger. Kat, have you ever had Whataburger? I've never had Whataburger. Do they even have vegan stuff at Whataburger? I know, like, people who live in Texas say Whataburger is better than In-N-Out, but I'm like, I never have been much of a beef person anyway. So, but see, I'm craving, like, I was gonna say, when I crave citrus like this, especially lemons and limes, I could literally cry right now because literally I'm craving it so bad. Like, it almost feels like, this is what it feels like to have scurvy. I don't have scurvy. I don't think. But it's like, I also am not. Low on vitamin C. Yeah, so I'm not low on vitamin C. It's just the citrus itself. I'm craving it so bad. It's making me like actually I want to cry when I went to the store, or when I came back and I cut open. I felt like crying, but I'm like, no, now's the time for a crying session. I just have to get ready for the live stream. Like, I know it sounds so silly, but like my body is craving it so bad. So bad. It's like I have a deficiency, but I don't. I don't for like vitamin C. My body is craving it so insanely bad. You're East Coast. Okay, wait. Okay, East Coast, Texas. Okay, but this is why I brought up the tariffs. I can tell ever since Trump was taken office. By the way, if you're new around here, not a fan of Trump, never have been. I've always said that. Did not vote for him. Ever since. So take with that what you will. Maybe you're gonna say I'm biased. I'm not just biased. I can be biased and also truthful. But it has impacted, the tariffs have impacted the fruit. I live in Minnesota, so I don't have access to just like good local, for example, this time of year, citrus produce. So I don't live on the coast, especially the West Coast, where I know like year round it's easier to find fruits and vegetables and all that, even if they're not in season, typically for other parts of the countries. But oh my god, this makes me, and this is what I think about it, because I want to move to California, or at the very minimum, I want to move to the West Coast so bad. Oh, it makes me want to cry. Because they have better, like, options year round, and I'm like, anyways, let me go back to the tariffs, because literally, ever since the Orange Man has taken office, our produce in Minnesota across the board has been even worse, and it's already bad because we live in Minnesota, so most of the produce is bad. Trying to get fresh, it just doesn't work. It is so bad right now, and I was talking to my mom about this yesterday, and that made me want to get a lemon or lime today. I was talking with her about how the fruits and vegetables and like the produce in general has just been absolutely awful and worse than it even has been in recent memory that I can think, and that says a lot. She's like, yeah, I know, you can't get anything at the store unless you want to get sick. Hi, our Bendo, it's good to see you. Hi, Junior. Okay, Kodak, but the people who say that In-N-Out has no flavor are also the people who don't like Five Guys fries because they say it doesn't have flavor, and it does. I prefer Five Guys fries over other fries, even though I haven't had them in a while, because potato makes me like feel like I'm gonna faint because it spikes my blood sugar. But yeah, I prefer just like the actual flavor of things. I don't want things to just be like deep fried. You know, I would want to taste the potato. Hi, Carla. Okay, let me see. My nutritionist says that cravings are your body's way of telling you something. Yeah, exactly. So, I know. Okay, I have hormonal issues. I probably have PCOS, even though I don't look it, because typically people associate having PCOS with being overweight, but my mom suspects that she has it. My sister has it diagnosed, my twin sister, mind you. But yeah, it's common to have hormonal issues if you have like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome or anything else. Anyway, I have hormonal issues, so my hormones, I can tell it's mainly because of my hormones, maybe because of stress too, because I don't like the fact that it's fall now. It makes me anxious because the colder weather triggers me very bad with my like PTSD and all that. Anyway, other thing, but yeah, I'm craving. Also, I just love citrus fruits. Like, I love lemons and limes. I love oranges and grapefruit. Oh my god. Oh, I'm craving it so bad. Like, even me talking about it is making me want to cry. So it sucks because I don't have access to these things. Oh. Okay, USPS had a package for our neighbors, but they never answered the door, so I knew that they usually try to buzz me if they don't answer, and so that's why I went and just let them in and made sure it was them. But we're also expecting a package from Amazon today that my mom ordered, so I have to keep an eye out for that too, so I was making sure it was not that. But anyways, I know that my cravings, yes, it's like, it can be related to hormonal stuff, or if you're like low in vitamin C, but I'm not low in vitamin C. I track everything on my fitness pal, so I know that I get enough vitamin C. For me, because of my POTS syndrome, I have to really make sure stop talking about, because every time I'm bringing it up, it makes me feel like I'm gonna cry, because my body and my mouth and taste buds are craving it so bad. I'm craving citrus so bad, and so I cut into the lemon. The best option that was there is making my mouth water. And so I got like the best option available, and it was not good. So I might go to a local like co-op nearby, and if they don't have good stuff there, then I'm driving further out to a different co-op to look at their organic produce, and hopefully that helps. Even though I know when things are organic, that they don't last as long. But I'm craving it so bad, so incredibly bad. You do not understand. I am craving it bad. I need it. But that's like, this has happened before, and then it's like I have no options around me of being able to get anywhere, so then I just have to suck it up. But yeah, hi Carla. Yeah, PCOS, it comes with insane amount of symptoms, some you won't even think. Yeah. Yeah, so my twin sister has PCOS, and yeah, I'm not overweight. That's like a main thing they look for in a woman or an AFAB people, and it's like, I swear I probably still have it. Also in my family, on my mom's side of the family, fibroids, uterine fibroids run in that side of the family, so that's also messes with your hormones. But also just having POTS messes with your hormones anyway. So either way, even if I don't have PCOS, I have hormonal issues. I get irregular periods. Last time I got my period on around day 60, this most recent time. So it's good. Hi, Andrea. Hi, sweet. Hi, Benny. Good to see you. Hi, Vincent. Making me want to send you a direct thing for Ben. Okay, but that's what I was asking. Is like, Kat, Kodak, or people, anybody who lives in the U.S., where you live, is your produce okay right now? Because ours here are very negatively impacted by the tariffs. Ever since tariffs, it's been even worse. It's been even worse. The fruit, the produce, but then it could also be because of climate change, but this all happened since the tariffs. What's the... Oh, lighting on. No, wait, what did I do? Lighting on. What did I do? Lighting on. Wait, what did I do? Lighting off. Okay, sorry, I hit something on the side. It's like, why can't this thing just go away? Okay, I can do that, and that couldn't help it, at least. That one can go away. Andrea, we're doing anticipatory ASMR today, so it's mainly all a lot of like pausing and stuff, like glitching like that. Prime Minister is apparently being frozen out by Trump, so maybe tariffs will get worse. Being frozen? What do you mean by getting frozen out by Trump? Wait, you're Prime Minister? Oh, do you live in Canada? Strange back and forth. We had some searches of decent stuff. I've gone over grocery sheets and summer pickings. Like, there's literally nothing here. Nothing. In Minnesota, it's so nothing and nothing. Australian. Oh, what do you mean by getting frozen out? Do you mean like Trump is raising the tariffs or what? See, but also, y'all probably get better produce for certain things living in Australia. When you live somewhere like Minnesota, where it's like the joke, well, it's been different as of recently because of climate change, but it's like the joke is that I don't even remember what the joke was gonna be, that's why I should have just said it. The joke is that, come on, Brittney. joke is that? I don't even remember. What is the joke? The joke has been lost on me. Oh, the joke here is that it is winter like 9 months of the year. But that hasn't been the case recently because of climate change and whatnot. But anyway, so it's really hard to, like, we have a lot of farms here, but that's more so for vegetables, not for fruits. It's hard to have good produce in the upper Midwest. Oh, isn't being, oh God. I'm sorry, Benny, I didn't know about that. It's hard, there's so much going on, and like, we don't get told about love. Hi, Camila, good to see you. Hi, Asu. I've been random things here from right ever since World. We've been heavily leaning into USA, kind of like adoring and idolizing the movie series. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Like the love-hate relationship, that's really weird. Interesting. The biggest fund. Wait, what do you mean the biggest fund? The biggest fund? The biggest fund for what? Like, what do you mean? Yeah, that's true, Benny. I never hear anything about what's going on in Australia. Ever. What do you mean by that, though, Thomas? Money fund? I'm sorry. Oh. Like, is the money fund in other parts of the world, or is it money funds like in Norway? You are Azerbaijani from the country. Yep, Azerbaijan. I know about Azerbaijan. Yeah, but is the money fund other place says, or is it in Norway? Like the money fund in your own natural resources, or in other countries, or in another country, you know what I'm saying? Also, y'all, I don't know if it's nationwide or in some states. I think it's, what is it, New Jersey? I don't remember. I think they want it to affect the United States, but apparently, at least in 1 or 2 states, they are trying to completely ban ASMR, but apparently they're trying to ban sexualized ASMR, but I'm like, YouTube already does that. Like, they already have been taking stuff down and censoring content. So that is bad, because I feel like instead of being objective, they'll be so subjective in what they decide to do for that. Oh, cool. Asu. That's so cool. Water. People are free to invest in whatnot, but we have trillions in a big fund and we reinvest in other. So the money comes from investing in other natural resources in other places. Like, I imagine, like, the Middle East. Like, is that what you're saying? Because he said oil and gas. Oh, basically owned by the people, controlled by the state, and we could buy Apple and Microsoft. Oh. That would be good if you did, honestly. I found the gorillas. I keep thinking about the lemons. Yo, I swear this is not a bit. Like, my body's just craving it so bad. Have you ever craved something so bad you just, like, cry? I'm craving it so bad. Want to join in, but he got angry that his convos got tremendously bad. So A is moon, Sue is water, A is Sue. That's really cool. Recommend people in the USA start collecting physical, full, comprehensive history book materials of what's going on in schools, start rereading and watching on history. I know. I feel like that's also what happened with the Bible too, but that's a whole different story. Money originates from oil and gas, but we have earned so much it got reinvested into the entire world economy, and we are soon dropping out from oil and gas. Okay, but Thomas, what I'm asking is the oil and gas from Norway, or is it oil and gas? It's oil and gas from other countries, right? Or is it the money comes from the oil and gas native to your land in Norway? Condensed milk. Abbas. That's a good tip for everybody else. I'm vegan though. Also, I love sourness, so I don't even really make lemonade. I make lemon water because I love the sour. I can eat lemons and limes plain. That's okay, Brandon. It is yours. Okay, North Sea. Okay, but it's on like land owned by Norway. No, it's okay. I'm ready to know. Oh no, like I said earlier in this already, before I even start talking, I'm like, just so y'all know, if you're new here, I hate Trump. I've always hated Trump. I've always said that. I will always stand by that. I am a leftist. I'm not afraid to say that. Most YouTuber people, especially ASMR creators, I never really see people talk about politics. But I'm like, being silent leads to being silent is you being complicit. So I always talk about politics here. Honestly. And then people are like, don't talk about politics. I'm like, my regular videos, I don't really talk about politics for the most part, unless if it's like in the video title, and I haven't done one of those in a while. In the live streams, if it gets brought up naturally, I'm not afraid to talk about it because he's awful. You condone what you allow. Wait. You condone what you allow. What do you mean? I don't allow it. Are you talking about me? Are you talking about other people? Because I did not vote for Trump. The last time I ever spoke to my biological father, was after I realized he voted for Trump. Okay, good, Brittney. When he told me, I told him, like, if you vote for Trump, that's gonna be the last straw. Like, I won't talk to you anymore. I'll completely go. No contact. So then I did, and then he was mad. Because I found out about it, and then I called him, and I'm like, hey, just so you know, I'm going no contact with you. Don't ever contact me again. And he was mad, and the last thing he ever said to me, as he was hanging up the phone, was, you B-word, or what a B-word. Oh no, sorry, effing B-word. Hung up. So, I've already not liked my dad since a young age, so I'm glad I don't have to talk to him anymore. He is still in contact with my sister. He still sees my sister. And then she's always so angry when seeing him. I'm like, what is something you love or like about somebody? Just start dead. Wait. They're long, by the way. So, oh no, I think it's right outside here. I don't know. So sorry if you hear that. But yeah, so then when I told my sister, like, this is like a few months ago, because she was complaining about our dad. And I'm like, what's one thing you like about him? She's like, he's my dad and I love him. I'm like, okay, what's one thing that you like about him? Doesn't have to be love. What's one thing you like? Something you like about him. His personality, something he does, is. And I'm like, don't just say that he comes and visits you, okay? What is one thing that you like that he does? She could not think of a single thing. I'm like, and there is your answer. So that's just a little bit of info on my father, for those of you who don't know. Oh yeah, Benny, right? If you don't speak out against it, you're condoning it. Exactly. Hi, Metal Wolf. That's right. And people say, like, they're on the fence on things, or like they're neutral. I'm like, you cannot truly be neutral, because being neutral is being on the side of the oppressor, or being on the side of the person who's doing harm, right? Because it's like allowing it to happen without you using your voice. So, our most critical. Political parties against taxes and immigrants are almost considered communists. Against taxes, almost considered, that are against immigrants. Considered communists in USA. Interesting. Some same Cold War mentality exists in some form. Yeah. I watched a docuseries on the Cold War, but it's like weird because the people who were talking about it were from like an American's perspective, and so I'm like, I feel like there's a lot of, what was it like? If you look it up, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of American people speaking up on it, and I'm like, I feel like they're leaving out certain information. I don't even remember what I had really learned from it too much. Except for, I think they did, I think they did talk about how, like, America had a say in all these things starting to happen. I don't know, anyway. I didn't know. Well, okay, we don't have to get into that, but, yeah, Cold War stuff is very weird. Very weird. It takes a level of personal courage to speak on. Everyone feels that they can't afford to do it. One of the important part of taking a stand is showing others that it can be done. Well, that's the thing, though. If you stand for nothing, you still gonna fall for everything. Like, you still are affected by politics. You are. I was talking to my mom about this last night. We were watching football. Actually, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, I don't know, just, I was telling her, like, so many people have large platforms and they don't do anything. I thought I said what I was gonna say, but your last comment, if you don't understand that critical part is comment. I did read it. To not fight each other, you just accept that we disagree and find solutions. I don't know if I agree with that, Thomas, because, like, I can't just agree to disagree with somebody who is trying to take away my rights, which is why I don't talk with my father, because he voted against my rights, in many ways, because I'm a woman, because I have chronic illnesses, I am on state insurance. Someone could get taken away by this point next year. I could have absolutely no insurance. There is currently the Trump administration, people on his administration are saying that they are going to try and ban IUDs and oral contraceptive pills for birth control because they are considered abortion. So yeah, I can't just agree to disagree with somebody like that. I absolutely cannot. I can just be like, oh, we can still be, like, fine. We can just disagree. No. I won't just simply disagree. I will tell you as many times that I disagree until you hopefully understand that your rhetoric is bad. You know what I'm saying? Enough on all the. Oh, well, yesterday, Messi was literally just saying yesterday with RFK Jr. that autism is bad and that, like, need to lower the autism. Oh my god, I hate him. It's true. I'm sorry, Amber, if I'm saying your name wrong, Amber. It's true, but also it sucks because American politics affects so much politics. DJ. I do, Ahmed. I don't think I do. I actually mainly don't. Because I talk about my politics all the time. So let's do that. Okay. Wait, what could be a positive turning point globally? What would it take for the world to be better? People have to organize at local level. We have to organize and be strong because we can't just be afraid that doesn't do anything. Like, there's power in numbers. People have to band together. And, like, look, I just said this before. Look at what happened with the Jimmy Kimmel stuff. Like, there's, and money talks. So people mass unsubscribing to Disney Plus. That does stuff. And even though, like, they're like, oh no, Jimmy Kimmel will be back. Guess what? Some people are still not gonna get back on for their Disney Plus subscription because of that. So money talks. If we can boycott different things, including Amazon, I don't normally go on Amazon much, but even less nowadays because of everything. I no longer am using Spotify because the CEO is garbage. I use YouTube Music through YouTube Premium. YouTube isn't perfect, but the Spotify CEO, not a good guy. So it's about putting your money where your mouth is, where you can, showing support in a positive direction, not giving money to the people who just continue to try to use that money as power and leverage over other people. Yeah. Not just a struggle or anything else up here. Yeah, it's true. Right now there is a big wave of it, Thomas, but what is causing that? I would argue a main reason that it's being caused is because ever since Trump first ran and then became president almost a decade ago, it being like 84 now, it still seems so beyond what we could have even believed. I know, right, Benny? Wait, I'm glad we're not 100% doing it right now, but it really feels like we're inching closer to it, yeah. The other crazy is all the behind the curtain things we weren't even privy to. Yeah, I know. And there's stuff like recently. Trump accidentally posted on Truth Social instead of messaging the person. They put it on Truth Social as like a status, and I'm like, what are you doing? Oh God, I swear I'm doing the ASMR right now. We're talking about stuff too. Understand and believe in their own voices, and when the voice gets bigger, it's heard. That's right. And y'all, oh God, I've talked about this before. I live in Minnesota. Y'all remember when George Floyd was here, right? Maybe you don't. If you don't know, that was like, there was a big resurgence in the BLM movement, which was already a thing, but it's just, it got a resurgence for people who didn't know about it, or just more people were joining it and were going to the streets and protesting during COVID, because it happened during those times. But in Minnesota, there's literally people in my community who were saying that, like, it was George Floyd's fault that happened. I'm like, it's like, you are a white woman. You have no idea. I am white AFAB, but I'm like, I have empathy. Obviously, like, this person does not. Because they're like, oh yeah, it was his fault. I don't know why people are making a big deal of it. I'm like, these are people in my community, in the state that this happened. Man, everything's so backward. Hi, Kozaru. Good to see you. Nope, invisible. Man, we still have got plenty of time left. My Egyptian could never have believed we could boot President Mubarak of his iron rule for over 30 years, but we are now as a complete 180 to the worst. To the great. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Amber, I will be completely honest. I don't know like anything about what's going on in Egypt. I really don't. But what you're saying, like, yeah, that's awful. I'm so sorry. So is Mubarak is he still president, or did he like actually get the boot? Oh, Thomas, just Trump and his team of like doctors, Dr. Oz. Oh my God, I hate that man. They say that there's scientific evidence linking people with uteruses taking Tylenol during pregnancy, that there's an increased likelihood that links that to autism, to their child developing autism, and also saying that if you're a young child, you should not take Tylenol, because it can cause autism. And then he was also going back and forth saying like vaccines cause autism, or they don't, or maybe they do, and like children are dying from the vaccines. It's like, oh my God. He just, like, everybody on his team, including him, just wants to make America dumber and weaker. More uneducated. Why did y'all not tell me I have food on my teeth? Is that food? Or is that just is that something? Y'all had a chia seed right there and y'all didn't want to tell me. Shh. Shame, y'all. Shame for not telling me. Wait, what do you mean, Thomas? What is our Thomas? Like, it's really scientists on his team saying these things, and then other scientists like have gone on and like these other news sources or news channels and been like, there's no evidence linking this. In that trial they were even talking about there's 80 children versus other trials they've done for tests. Also, Dr. Oz owns a supplement company, so part of the reason, in my own opinion, that they're saying these things is that they're also saying that treatment and prevention is related to folic acid, how folic acid taken like orally will help to prevent or treat autism. Guess who sells folic acid? Dr. Oz and his herbal, like iHerb company. It's like, how do people not see? Okay, sorry, but I want to go back to Emory. I was under pressure from all the protests, but then the military momentarily took over before elections took place in 2012. Things changed a lot since then. this now. Thank you, Invisible Man. I greets coded. Hi, Kim Jun-hee. Hi. There's something on. I don't think there is, but strange, but you did help me notice there's a chia seed in my tooth. I can't believe y'all didn't tell me that. All the authority and the remuneration is within your hands. You can mislead practically everyone. Yeah. Hi, Stuart. Hi, Joe. How good to see you. It's within your hands. You can. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's about, like, you can just lie or manipulate facts into being something that's not actually factual. Oh my goodness. Okay. Read that. Names. Scary times. And then people are saying, like, let's move to Europe. It's like, yeah, like, we've already been. Talking about. So many places in Europe are dealing with right-wing, like, extremist groups and people trying to take power and everything, and just like groupthink right now anyway. So it's like, I don't know how moving will really help. And then it's like people say, well, you should fight the good fight, stay where you are. But I'm like, I wanna, like, actually, it's, you know, I live in Minnesota, which, thank you, Invisible Man, appreciate you. I live in Minnesota, which is actually considered, even though we are very, like, honestly, people don't realize this because we usually vote left-leaning. Minnesota as a whole is a very actually moderate state, but the policies that are able to be passed. Hassan Piker has said that, like, Minnesota is, like, probably the best state, at least one of the best states in terms of progressive policies and leftist policies in the entire United States. So when you come together and not see that we are different, see that we are different but not divided. I'm actually not spewing hate. If you want to look at the hate that's spewed, look at people who are trying to take rights away from people like me. Just went and looked up. Okay, good. I was gonna say, I'm like, I don't know if you're talking about me. I don't know if you're talking about me. Poop. Okay. Anissa Marcella said, I'm stupid, but I'm not going to show your comment. You know what? I am going to show your comment just so that we can show it. Because I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. You're not going to get me there. Tariffs are 50% weak. Jobs are being lost. Worst of all, tariffs were political. Trump wants to stand over our minerals and these are free. I know, Joel. I am so sorry. I am so sorry about all that's going on. Like, it's awful. It's awful. I'm so sorry. See, okay, I'm so glad that I know that a lot of people, like, I don't have as much of the numbers and stuff on here as I usually get, but here's the thing, the numbers that I'm seeing right here, like, they can be nice, but I'm like, we need to be able to have conversations like this. It's so important. Also, don't just take my word for things I'm saying. Like, do your own research, look things up, come to conclusions yourself, you know? It's so important. Like, don't just listen to me because I'm some random person on here whispering into a microphone. Look up things. Also, think about, do I have empathy? Do I hate this group of people? Do I need more empathy? Why do I hate this group of people? Is it because they themselves are hateful people? They have harmful rhetoric? Or is it because there's something that scares me about that group of people for some reason? I don't know. Talking about the constant separation of us. We're all Americans. It hurts me to see us undivided and stuff like opinions we're supposed to be free to have. You know what, though? A lot of people say they have opinions, but I think people's opinions are opinions. They're beliefs, and there's having an opinion and having a belief. people have beliefs that are very harmful, such as those that attack queer people and trans people, right? Immigrants. Like, so many beliefs that people have are based in misogyny, are based in racism, are based in what they think is a god. But it's like, you can't hide your hate behind a religion or behind a god or behind a deity. No, it's not gonna fly. Just know it's pretty most of us the world's having a trouble Americans and support him. So oh god, it's hard because I live in an area. Technically, my area's red. Okay, I don't live directly in Minneapolis or directly in St. Paul, which are the bluest parts of Minnesota by a large margin. Where I live is technically red. Like, even me, I went for a walk this past weekend, yesterday morning, and I had on my shirt, it's a joke, right? It said, heterosexuality, question mark, in this economy, question mark, and there was a lot of old people out and about and walking that were giving me dirty looks, and I would be like, hi, and a lot of them didn't say hi back, because I could tell they saw my shirt, and they were pretending to just ignore me. I'm like, okay, if you know, about Minnesota, we have like Minnesota nice mindset, where we're always supposed to be nice to each other to our face, but then behind your back, it's like we're supposed to gossip. But it's like, so people were not Minnesota nice to me. Hi, Grace. It's not about me hating people who support Trump. It's about me not tolerating it, not being complicit, and being I would be careful too if you say you have friends. Like, are you guilty by association by being friends with people who themselves support hateful rhetoric and laws? That's something to think about. I can tell you this right now. I would never be friends with a Trump supporter. I have too much respect for myself and empathy for myself, as well as other people. So, just something to keep an eye out for. It's not about having hate. It's about having boundaries, and it's about not tolerating, not being complicit. Yeah, see, that worries me, Britt Cowboy. You have friends on both sides. I would never be friends with people who are so hateful. So, anyway, yeah, hi Grace, welcome. Also, some people hold political beliefs, and then it only changes once it directly impacts them. It's like, how about you have enough empathy to not only change your politics when something directly impacts your life? You see, that was even what's happening with Medicaid too, and there's people who are like, I'm a Trump supporter, but I'm on Medicaid, or I'm on Medicare, now I'm worried it'll be taken away from me. It's like, what did you expect to happen? That politics would only affect other people and not you, and that you could just sit back and laugh and eat your damn popcorn. There's a ceiling that needs to be set when politics are involved, where the lives of people are threatened or out in jeopardy. A line needs to be drawn. Yeah. No, I decided only two opinions will ever work. Yeah, see, that's just not how it works. Like, in an ideal world, maybe we're cowboy, but that's not how politics works. Turns to action, and those actions negatively impact people or even grizzly people. Absolutely, Amber. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yep. That's the thing, it's about having empathy. Empathy isn't just very selfish for other people. Like, that's exactly what you're saying. It's about how it impacts others. And people are like, well, if it impacts other people, like if they're attacking queer people, they will eventually attack you. It's like, yes, that's true, but it shouldn't have to just be, this is what I was talking about with my mom yesterday. Like, the line shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be like, oh, I know it could impact me, so that's why I should care about it impacting other people. It's like, if it impacts other people, we should already care. When there's guys as laws are policy, yeah. So, I'm sorry for y'all. It's not always this political in the discussions. It's just happened to be like this. Well, also because of what I started with the lemons and the limes, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I will not hold my tongue, be silent on things that I care about, and that I think everybody should care about. But then if everybody cared, we wouldn't be in this predicament, you know? Possibly reunite. Is conflict inevitable? Oh god, yeah, like what kind of conflict? Are we talking about? Because, like, reunite, do you mean, like, are we gonna have to basically have, like, a civil war in America, or, like, across there's already wars happening all over the world. American news just likes to suppress it. Yeah, in terms of, like, civilly, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. People think just because we live in modern times with all this high tech, we can communicate with other countries in ways never thought of before, that means things won't happen. It's like, no, things could happen at literally any point in time. Literally any point in time. Civilly, or other countries attacking us, like, it could happen at any time. Yeah, conflict never, that's the thing too. It's like, there's always gonna be people who feel like they need more power, they need more dominance. They need to be on the side that's in more power, even if it means other people get less power. Yeah, that's right. Monster Chris, scary times. We have a lot going on at the moment. We can all work together to spread love and unity instead of division. Okay, Bert Cowboy, you keep saying that though. What is your solution for that to happen? I would love to hear, because, and I'm not trying to read you, but it's like, you keep saying we should all just come together. What are we supposed to do exactly? What is, because there's people grassroots organizing, like locally organizing with people of similar beliefs with you is important. People on the right are doing that tremendously right now, which is why it's so scary. Even what just happened in the UK and England, like, what is it, over 100,000 young men came together in defense of, like, to protest because of what had happened to Charlie Kirk. So it's like, the left needs to continue to do more of this, to protest, to organize, to come together. It's hard because people like me, I can't really do much physically, like, out in the world, because I have chronic illnesses, especially when it gets colder out. When I go outside, it literally feels like I'm about to faint and I can't breathe. So I was like, I can do stuff from home. This is why it's also like, I'm not afraid to talk on here, because it's so important too. This is like what I'm able to do, instead of like always be out and about, like in the physical realm. At least I'm able to do this. I want to believe in the possibility of unification, but I fear something extreme is going to happen before we get to the turning point. That is right, Kat. A country waiting to come to America legally, you kept getting pushed back because you were doing it illegally. Oh god. Wait, I don't know exactly what point you're trying to state. Having conversations with people we disagree with. Lose a job because of what they said about Charlie. No, and nobody I know lost a job because of what happened to Charlie Kirk. No. Jimmy Kimmel, I don't know personally, but yeah. Yes, Josh. What jazz hands. I loved doing that video. It's so different. Stuart, I'm your favorite person. Thank you. Thank you. What if who did? Because Bert Cowboy, if you don't know, Charlie Kirk literally did make fun of George Floyd's death. So you don't even want to go there with me. Because he literally did. That with immigration, that people legally pursue avenues that would get them into other countries are to be welcomed, but those being the rules continued. Mindset spreading. See, I've spent my life trying to have conversations with people I disagree with, and so here's something I want to say, because here's something Hassan Hassan says that. Hassan Becker. Says that too. Here is where it becomes an issue for me. I grew up in North Dakota and now I'm in a conservative part of Minnesota. I also have, other things going on. I inherently do not have a voice. I have tried so hard having conversations with people who I disagree with, and it does not change their mind. You know why? Because I am woman presenting. I am AFAB. That is the main reason why, because I don't have like a typical 9-to-5 job. People don't take me seriously. The main thing though is misogyny. People do not take women seriously. And so people are not willing to listen to women as much as men. So it's like, I hear Hassan Piker say that. I'm like, fine, you do that. You're a conventionally attractive, tall, buff man. I am not that. People are more likely, even women are more likely to listen to you. Because a lot of women have internalized misogyny and are basically taught, subconsciously or consciously, to not trust women as much as they should trust man, to submit to man, okay? So it's like people are like, have discussions with people. I have tried. It doesn't matter if I come from a subjective or an objective point of view. People do not listen to me. I think a lot of women out there can resonate with that. So if you're a man out there, especially stand up for women's rights, for queer rights, okay? If you're an ally, we need you, okay? People more likely to listen to allies than the actual like queer people or women themselves. So, y'all, the men in here, you have an important job to do. We need more. Okay, I have to be accountable for their actions. Yes. Yes, he did do that, Ahmed. Preach. Yes. Okay. People going to organize and understand where they're going to be vastly different from where they came from, so it needs to be a compromise from both. Yeah. I personally, I'm somebody who believes that nobody's illegal on stolen land, so, that's my point of view. Also, people talk about why don't people come here legally. The process to legally come, it's very hard to get in. Harder than people talk about to get into, at least America. The process is what? It's like on average more than 10 years. Also, not everybody has the access to like a computer to fill out forms online, right? Not everybody has access to information to be able to apply. Also, it's like they're looking for people who have certain jobs to come in. It's like, why are we only allowing people in based off of how much money they make or what specific job they do? I don't think it should be based on that. Human life is worth more than just what you do for work and how much money you make. I dalal. So it's like the compromise comes in the process needs to be more accommodating. Yeah, and that's the thing, Americans are not going to do that. We're just going to keep trying to build the wall and separate. Which is why it is wrong when people are doing it illegally. They can't get in because people are doing it. I don't believe that point of view. That's not how it works for a cowboy. That's not how it works. So we are going to disagree on that. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna head out. Oh, I think a huge issue is the superiority entitlement people are filled with. When you're always looking down at others and only looking out for yourself, it's about exactly. It's about having only empathy for me, not empathy for thee. And I know that's like human history in a nutshell. Basically, it's about me having power, not you having power. There always has to be somebody who feels like they need to have power over other people. I just so there's always going to be people suppressed. But does that mean we can't do anything about it? No. We can do something about it, right? And then when people like that try to come up, we can be like, no. It's like, you boot it down. Oh, I have a lot of tattoos. Some of them, like this is all in in this town. He has a strong tail, by the way. He's been really cuddly lately. He was sleeping, now he was woken up and he wants attention, so it's the perfect timing. I'm sorry I didn't do as much anticipatory, but again, it's good to have these conversations. And this is good because a lot of these talking points are fresh in my mind from yesterday talking with my mom. Oh yeah, because we were talking about we were talking about houselessness and how that one Fox News reporter guy was talking about houselessness and how everybody should be injected who's houseless. And I was like, literally, people talk about addiction. One of the main reasons people become houseless is because of medical debt and because of having chronic illnesses. So that could be me one day, and I hope it's not. Yes, thank you, Amber. Good to see you as well. Yeah, Kat, don't be afraid to talk on the Discord. I feel like ever since Jim, if you're watching, we miss you. Ever since Jim left the Discord, especially, it's been very quiet in the Discord. So don't be afraid. But then people don't, like, I post in there, but then people don't really say anything. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just because I'm like mother. So it's like when people are at a sleepover, it's like all of you are at a sleepover talking, and then mother comes in and it's like, hey kids, and then y'all are like, go away. But what was I gonna say? I don't even remember. Yes, have a good day. My stance on that burnt cowboy will never change. And I think you're misinformed. I would do some research. Just because